Hello, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Jim Roger, and you're watching The Cutting Edge, and once again, we have Sherry Kilgore filling in for Peggy with us. Sherry, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you, Jim.
We certainly appreciate you.
It's a lot of fun.
I think we've got another really good, interesting show coming up right here. I'd like to put you in a little position here. Have you ever been in a boat out at sea at night? It's one of the most beautiful things that I can imagine. I've been there. I've been out in the middle of the ocean at night, and you look out. You look at if the sky is clear. You look up at the sky. You see gazillions of stars, and it's really a place of solitude. It's a place of honest thinking. It's a place. It can also be a lonely place at night too, you know. But imagine you're on a 29-foot sailboat at night, hundreds of miles from land. Suddenly you discover that you're being watched or followed by something. UFOs. Well, that's actually what happened to tonight's guest. That's the name of his book, in fact, Follow. So our guest tonight is a man named Neb Borkovich, along with his sailing mate, a Navajo Indian fellow. I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce his name correctly. Is it Begay?
Donald Begay.
Donald Begay, okay. And the two of them had experiences out at sea that were outrageous. Neb has since authored this book called Follow, telling others of their amazing experiences which lasted actually a number of months, sailing to and from Hawaii, I believe. And so with us here tonight is Ned Borkovich. So without any further delay, please allow us to welcome Ned to the show. Ned, thank you so much for coming, and we're anxious to hear your story.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure, 100%. Ned, where do we begin with the story? Would you like to tell your story to start off with?
Yes, I've told the story a number of times, so let's do it again. I've always had love for the ocean, for sailing, ever since I emigrated here from Yugoslavia in 1973 as a teenager. My father had a motorboat, and we kept cruising the Adriatic Islands and the coastline, and something stayed within me. And finally in 1989 I purchased my first sailboat, which I took to Hawaiian Islands by myself, a little 26-footer. Wow. And then a second boat, I just lived on it in San Diego, and finally this third one named Mira. This is the one in which these experiences took place. We left San Diego, Port of San Diego, in late fall of 1999. I sailed down to La Paz, Baja California. Mm-hmm. Stayed in town, came back to Phoenix, that's where I'm from, by the way, and went back to the boat and decided to go for Hawaii again. Why, I don't know, since I've survived the shipwreck on the first voyage off a big island. So we left for Hawaiian Islands in April of 2000, and this is when these experiences started happening, these actual sightings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how long did it take you to get from San Diego to Hawaii?
From Baja California.
Oh, yeah,
this
okay,
is the second trip.
Okay.
35 days to get there.
Okay.
And 42 days to return to San Francisco, following a
It's a lot of time out at sea.
Yeah. The first solo voyage took 52 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was looking on the website, Weekly Reader, is it called?
Weekly Universe.
Weekly Universe, yes. And it mentioned that there was a point where you and your companion wondered for a time, will we ever see our loved ones again?
Well, when you're in the sea, such long passages, you never know what could happen. And this is the first time that I actually seen anything like this, and when you're dealing with a total unknown, you don't know what the outcome will be.
Yeah.
So you'd never seen a UFO before you had this experience?
I've never seen actual objects before.
Okay.
There was something in the first voyage that I thought was anomalous, but I cannot prove it one way or the other. Mm-hmm. But in this second voyage, I accumulated quite a bit of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned that towards the end of the show, I guess we'll talk about that you have had a recent breakthrough of sorts. We won't talk about that now. We'll build on the story, I guess. But let's see. There were different sizes, shapes, of UFOs that you had seen out there, I guess?
Yes, on an inbound voyage to Hawaii, there were mostly nocturnal lights, which did incredible maneuvers. We've seen little green lights that will fall out of the sky and perform hopping maneuvers like a little frog, circling, instant disappearances, 360-degree loops, taking off forward at amazing velocities. So this is something to really wake you up to the unearthly existence right here.
I see. Was it always just one UFO at a time, or were there ever groups or formations or anything like that?
Occasionally, on the return voyage, we saw a couple of them too. Basically two.
Yeah. Okay. And you apparently had the presence of mind, and I would too. I would bring a video camera with if I was sailing anywhere on a boat, and you had your camera with you?
Yes, I had a little old-fashioned RCA camcorder, which I used to videotape the trip itself, because it's not something that one does every day. So you want to videotape the whales and sharks and us, how we change over weeks, the growing of beard and spilling of food and rolling and suffering. You want to record those things.
As long as the food's not growing in the beard.
This is why I had the camera recorder handy, not sky watching.
Okay, you have a number of 3 video clips, right?
Yes, sir.
Could we roll the first clip right now, if they're ready in there, if that's available?
Yeah.
And we'll give the audience a...
Yes, the first video is from the...
you can see it.
Okay, yes. The camera is zeroing in on the return voyage west of San Francisco. Okay, here's the boat.
Okay, I see.
This was proclaimed to be Venus. I think so. There's some known astronomers. It's pretty big. And you will see what this Venus does to the cloud itself. It's spinning in the air. Do we have audio on this?
I don't know. Just give them that right if there's no audio on it.
That thing must be enormous. Roughly 3 minutes, this light will approach the cloud. We're just talking about it. We're expecting an evening show again. It elongates.
Oh, there it is.
And it spins like kind of like a galaxy shape. It approaches the cloud, you will see a hole. Well, I've never seen anything like that. Of the cloud. This is the closest I can get the camera. The same size as the object opening up. On maximum magnification.
They're running that audio right now, I believe.
There could be a little bit of vibration from the boat, but this thing doesn't belong there. What time is it now? Check. It's approaching a dark cloud. It's making these little loops. This is a new tape. The other one got a little soaked. This is a first.
Let us help with that quickly.
I've never seen one of these objects do that before. And it's the first time it showed up. By the way, towards the daylight. July 30th. At that time, well, there's still some sunshine by the sun, according to...
Save us till we come back after.
Yeah, it must be huge at this distance. This is the maximum. Far away. And you can see it halfway. It's going to go behind the cloud, huh? What was that? What was that? You should come back. A plane? A balloon? You're 500-something miles out in the open Pacific. Another week to sail to San Francisco. Position? Around 132 degrees west. 39 degrees, 31 north. And there's sun setting. So what was that? We've been seeing these things ever since Mexico, and it's intensifying. We've seen 2 craft approaches. They look like planes, but they were not. And many red, green lights, flashing lights, no noise. But this is the first. Mexico, it has never happened in daytime yet. Out here. Do you see how the clouds on the horizon? That's the only cloud that will change shape. Everything else stays, it's changing at normal pace. Seems to be gone now. At the very edge, the cloud will be almost tonight. Vertically cut. Get scooped up by those things or something. Pretty scary sometimes. So did you see that, Don? Did you see that? A little louder. You're still lurking around there. I can see the cloud chopped off. The damn barbecue gets in the way. I'll turn off with it. Stop there.
Okay, that's good.
Stop.
Okay. I noticed it moved rather quickly behind the cloud, and if it was a planet, the ecliptic line that all the planets travel on is not on a 20-degree angle, it's on a much higher degree plane, so it wasn't following the rules of travel on the ecliptic plane that all the planets travel on. And it did seem to move rather quickly behind the cloud.
Yes. But what I found interesting is that I have contacted a number of agencies, including Arizona State Astrophysics Department, and according to the Royal Canadian Astronomical Observer, Venus was behind the sun that month.
Oh, there you go.
It could not be seen. Only by a very, very lucky observer through a telescope. Also, I've contacted Mount Palomar, and the astronomer on duty told me Venus would not be visible, while astronomers, unnamed astronomers, in connection with Channel 10, with Fox 10, which aired our story in Phoenix, concluded that it must be Venus. So,
what wizardry, huh?
And also, planets do not drill clouds, because those cumulus castellanus clouds are about anywhere from 1/4 to one half a mile in width, and the light reflected of a planet or a star could not go through.
That's right.
Of water vapor cloud.
That's right. They're just too far away.
What this object is, I do not know.
Now, where were you on your journey when this one appeared? How far out?
This was a return voyage, which lasted 42 days, and this was about 520 miles west of Cape Mendocino, someplace, San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Must be wonderful. These things appeared repeatedly? Did they not?
Yes.
Was it every day you'd see it, or?
Not every day. It started from Baja, our first day out. I saw strange lights in a cloud at night and didn't really think much of it. There was an airplane going to Mazatlan and disregarded it. The very next morning, Donald was below and I was sitting in a cockpit. I saw this little chrome sphere just standing over us high up. And I called to him to come out and see it. It was gone. And then this is where the green and red objects took over a few days later on the way to Hawaii.
About how high was the chrome sphere, would you guess?
It would be very hard to estimate the height. I would say anywhere a mile, 1.5 miles, just a guess. But it was, to my eye, it looked something very tiny, not something balloon size.
Now, in that video, you were headed west, going to Hawaii. Now, where in relation did you see that light? Was it in front of you or behind you? Or?
This particular light? No, this was in return. We were going east.
Oh, okay, you're going east. Okay, so that was behind you then. Okay, so it was from the west.
And I have had the tape examined by two very prominent video experts. One is MUFA and Jeffrey Sanyo and Jose Escamilla, and they did not agree. Sanyo thought it was Venus, but the problem was that all these times that somebody they pulled off the computer, and in all the books, the times of Venus's presence, if it was so, and setting rather, are completely incoherent.
Yeah.
Up to 40 minutes difference in all the models.
Yeah. Wow.
So we were very lucky to capture Venus on the ocean.
That's a new point, I think. Yeah, I agree. You had the presence of mind to draw sketches, take notes and stuff?
Yes, and after the first few sightings, I decided to keep the log, in which I kept accurate GPS positions, drawings, observations, and what was really interesting, it was invaluable in later study of the videos themselves, because some of the drawings of the object, the horseshoe-shaped objects we saw on the return trip, matched the video segments when they were analyzed and enhanced. As you will see, you cannot see much of the video itself, but when you stop the frames and you blow them up and you clean them up, you will see, for some strange reason, it matches my drawings. Now, I did not have a bank of computers on a 29-foot sailboat. I could hardly send an email.
Right.
To concoct anything.
Right.
Okay. Did you want to show anything at this point, or do you want to just move along with the next video?
Yes, we can go to the videos.
Okay.
The next video was in a return trip, and this happened on July 14th. I saw a satellite-shaped object flying very high from west to east, and all of a sudden it stopped about 80 degrees overhead, and it started lighting up like a huge lamp. And it was lasting. This kept going, which gave me enough time to dive below and grab the camcorder and zero in on the currents. And it just contracted back to its shape, to its original size, and flew away nonchalantly. Have you seen any satellites that can stop and light up?
No, satellites don't stop, and they don't make turns either.
Yes, and after the video I will show you what came out of it and how it matches my drawings from 2 days before that.
Very
Now,
good.
what year was this?
Year 2000.
2000. Okay.
Good question. Good. Should have asked that in the beginning. Very good, Sharon. Okay, we ready with that? Okay, let's go ahead and roll it then.
Object shining, very bright, coming close. We were flashing lights at it, and it faded kind of. See it? Okay, now you can see it well. It focuses in and out very tough. But there was this object, we shone a light at it. We're kind of playing light games with it. There's one or two of them circling around. And this one came in closer and was shining the light. I think I got it this time.
Okay, you had some other materials that you wanted to show relating to that?
Yes. Purposely, I moved the camera because the occurrence happened 80 degrees overhead, and I was straining my neck trying to capture it and keep going with it. And after it left, I moved the camera down the mast and to the surface of the ocean, and there was a moon to the starboard. So anybody, you can see that it's not a moon, any kind of a star. Now, when these frames were stopped and blown up, this is what came out.
Give them place it right in front there on the camera, get on it. This is when you did a freeze frame on
yes, freeze
on
frame.
that, okay.
And it shows the horseshoe shape of the object looking up. Now the swaying back and forth of the object is the camera motion itself. So you can imagine it as being stationary and just lighting up.
I need to iris down on that one a little bit.
There's another frame.
Okay.
Which shows a dome-like structure and a huge light in the rear of the object. And this was from July 14th from the same video.
So these aren't just spherical or oval.
Yes.
a combination of shapes.
What is interesting, this is my drawing from July 12th. This drawing, jotting from memory.
Yep.
It matches roughly the shape of the object that I drew in notes 2 days before that. So you can look at that video 1,000 times over and it will only be that light lighting up. But only with stop frame technology you'll be able to see that it's an object and it matches my drawing. So how is that possible?
It's got colors too.
Yeah.
So.
Very good.
Interesting.
Okay. Your sailing mate, Donald Begay, is it David Begay? Donald Begay?
Donald.
Sorry. While he was on board, he had some kind of a precognitive dream, I believe. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes. This happened on July 26th on our way back towards California. I was asleep down below and he was steering the boat at night. He woke me up when it was my turn to take over because we kept changing shifts, and anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, whichever way we feel how long we want to steer.
Yeah.
And he told me he had a sighting. He saw something fly over us, which I said, well, what else is old, you know? So I took over and he went to sleep. Around noon, he woke up and he informed me he had a very strange dream. I asked him what he dreamt about, and he told me he dreamt about this huge object full of lights flying over their town, his hometown of Tucson, Arizona, on the Navajo Indian Reservation, and just flew over it. And I asked him if he could please draw this dream down in a notebook, in the logbook, before he forgot it.
Good idea.
Yes, and he did a very quick drawing, almost mechanically. And the drawing itself didn't mean very much to me until later on. But I would like to show you one more video,
sure.
Which will really explain what was happening here.
Are they ready in there with that one? Okay.
Photos return and pose for additional photo opportunities. The following segment shows the object's amazing capability to instantly disappear as if vanishing into some other dimension. Now you see me, now you don't. But I might have the wrong thing on, but I see something. Sequential frames show a dot, then nothing. This is anomalous. Any airplane light, tungsten filament, takes quite a while to dim while cooling off. Even the smallest filament, a penlight bulb, takes about 1/10 of a second to extinguish. Larger filaments would take even longer. Fading into clouds takes even longer. Again, a skeptic would claim the object merely went behind rigging, and this can't be proven otherwise. I see none in the video, and the rigging is generally visible. Jeff Sanio. The UFO sightings persist in Hawaii, months after all.
Okay, very good. And you have something there you were going to show us?
Yes, again. But what is interesting, this particular frame, after it's been analyzed by Jeffrey Sanio, it has not been freeze-framed. Before it was freeze-framed, I was really intrigued and I wanted to continue my investigation, and I underwent hypnosis session with Dr. Ruth McKinley Homer, who is a member of PEER, Professor John Mack's organization. And under hypnosis, I find myself flying outside of a boat and looking down on the dark ocean with the boat nowhere in sight. These are kind of pictures I never saw before, never dreamt about. And all of a sudden I see a cloud and a flying saucer parked in a cloud halfway, peering out of it with a huge yellow light underneath. Before you know it, I'm surrounded by some kind of green light and see little, like being inside of an automobile or something very cramped. And I lost my cool. I almost had a heart attack. I could not break through. I wanted to get out of the scene very quickly. It was horrifying. And on a subsequent session, this is what I saw in the hypnosis. Just this one eye looking at me very closely very deeply, as if it knew me, as it cared about me. It was a strange kind of love or knowledge about you.
Instant knowing.
Instant knowing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I saw under hypnosis, and to me, you know, what do you make of these scenes? You know, are they imaginary? Have I thought this out and somehow dug it out of my brain? I had no way of telling. But what was interesting, a month after this hypnosis session, I had a freeze frame from this particular video, which was analyzed by Jeffrey Sanio, and this is what came out. This is a black and white version of it. This is a second frame prior to disappearance. This is a frame before the disappearance. Now, this is a color version of it. What's interesting about this, a great aeronautical engineer who's written a book Unconventional Flying Objects, Paul R. Hill, this man really know what he was talking about, has done a lot of wind tunnel experiments with ionized plasma, where he put models in there and sent gases to see how they would react. And the outline, if you can see this, of this model saucer that he had in the wind tunnel matches my video very closely. Plasma envelope of varying thickness around the object due to impurity of the gases as the force field is reacting with the surrounding air. Also, what I've done, I took the frame when it completely disappeared, and something told me, keep a look at this black frame. And I started magnifying, and out of the total blackness of the next frame comes this little tiny white spot, microscopic white spots, which with each level of magnification show the same object that you see here. Of course, undeveloped because nobody knew was there. And you can run this test 1,000 times over. Anybody, any kind of studio, you will see this. Which indicates, now, the speed of the video frame is 1/30th of a second as it travels around the machine.
Yep.
This would indicate velocity of anywhere between 4,000 to 6,000 miles in 1/30th of a second. Acceleration, which again, I do not think the U.S. Air Force, the Russians, and Chinese have this yet.
I don't think use aircraft is pumping those kind of vehicles off their assembly line lately.
It could travel to the moon and be back on my boat in 120 video frames or 4 seconds.
That's amazing. That's mind-boggling.
It really is.
So there were three basic shapes: spheres, saucers, and the horseshoe. Did you see any detail on that horseshoe-shaped object?
Yeah, this was a closer encounter. There were two objects that came. It was kind of shaped like a horseshoe with 6 strobing, very vivid red lights lined up in a row in the beginning of.
I think there's a drawing of that off the website on the red ones there.
Yeah, here.
It's in that stack there. I just downloaded that stuff before the show off the web. No, it's horseshoe shaped. It's a drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
You can zero in on this.
Did it ever get close enough to see any detail of the object?
Yes, we saw something like a cubicle or a boxy contraption underneath in the belly of the object. And it carried, like I said, 6 strobing red lights lined up in a row in the beginning of it. And 2 huge lights on the sides. It also had some kind of headlights. And you do not use a headlight 2,000 miles offshore at night, because there's no Air Force. This is another thing, you know. There's no police lights, no fireworks, not even flares. You know, you cannot see flares. See what happened to the Titanic. You know, nobody saw their flares.
I did photograph a boxy-shaped UFO for 21 minutes in October of 2000 or 2001. I forget now, but I still have the digital videotape at home. And this thing seemed to. It had a boxy square structure on the bottom. The top was globular, it's similar to what you talked, different, but in some ways similar. And,
I had a sighting like that in Texas, in Lubbock, Texas. I can't remember the year. I think it was 1979.
Yeah.
And it was the bottom part of the object was a box, like a square shape, and the top was round.
Yeah.
And at first I thought it was like a big balloon, but it was moving really quickly and moved over me really quickly.
Yeah, I have it on. I ought to bring it into the show some night. I guess people would like to see it. It sure is interesting. I'd also seen recently those plasma displays that you showed me a photo of one time, and well, I had two of those this past fall. But there's some amazing stuff going on up there that looks like magic to it.
Right, appears and disappears.
Some of those have been right now. They're showing up as crop circles within a plasma ball camera. There's a case of a crop circle on a carp on a fish from Poland, taken in 2002.
In a car?
Carp, a fish.
Oh, a carp.
Yeah.
In a fish?
Picked out from a river.
Well,
so they're not only...
The crop circle is like in the skin of the fish?
Yes, he had a Celtic cross on both sides of the fish.
Oh my gosh.
The river.
Amazing. Amazing. So did this horseshoe shake one I'm interested in, did that do any unusual maneuvers to, well, it was fast, right? That's unusual.
No, these were not fast.
No?
There were two of them.
Okay.
They flew over us 6 times. 6 times each. And they just kind of just glided through. The second one came about the same shape, but with less red lights. So it couldn't have been any kind of a military maneuver going on 2,000 miles.
So I don't know if Jim told you, but I'm a hypnotist and I also work with UFO abductees, and so I'm very curious as like what was going through your mind when you were seeing these lights and having these experiences.
Well, my basic thing is to keep going. You cannot stop. You know, you have to keep going to get there someday.
Right.
First of all, it's an amazement. You see something like this, oh my God, is this real? Is this happening? What is this? And then when I noticed that they were following us more and more, it became a concern.
Right.
I was actually very afraid.
Yeah, because you don't know what their intention is. You don't know what the purpose of the lights are and the objects.
Absolutely.
Now, when you underwent your hypnosis, to retrieve whatever experiences, were you more afraid, or did it comfort you, or did you find out some answers?
Actually, I never thought I was going to be able to get hypnotized.
Oh, really?
I'm just going to get relaxed.
Little did you know anyone can be hypnotized if they want to be. Yeah.
And the instructions that I received from the hypnotist, I tried to follow them as far as relaxation. But all of a sudden, these images, these pictures, just balloons just came out of nowhere, and I've never had them in my wildest dreams.
Well, they were coming out of your subconscious mind, so they had been buried in there from your experience.
It's very possible, but again, you
and
see
I'm
the physical
curious,
aspect of it.
how has your life changed since you've had this experience?
Well, I'm still hunting for answers like everybody else in this field. I still don't think there are really solid answers yet. But I think we're getting closer and closer, because I think the beings themselves, wherever they're from, will circumnavigate the governmental secrecy and disregard by the skeptics and make a move themselves. And people who have been in tune with it, who have been studying, will be more or less rewarded with this kind of overall contact which will take place.
Sure.
I'm very, very convinced of this.
When you returned, when you were finished with the trip, and you were back on dry land again for a while, did you have any synchronistic experiences in your life, or did you notice anything about yourself personally? Maybe intuitiveness, feelings, and abilities, anything like that?
No, nothing special until February of this last year, 2004. But before, I would like to show you something else before we move into this latest research.
Okay.
And it's actually one of the stills I have.
Okay.
If you can, this is from the original notes. Donald Begay's dream that he drew in the logbook. And this has been examined by the MUFON investigators,
Judge,
newspaper reporters in California, and I have videotaped this notebook during the voyage.
He's going to zoom in on that.
Yes.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
However, when we returned to Arizona, I remained in Phoenix and he went back to Lakachakai. And roughly a month and a half following his dream, on September the 20th, he takes a daylight photo of an object hovering over their town for about 40 minutes.
Okay.
Now,
Get this?
there's a tiny white spot from the distance. This is over his Hogan, his family Hogan. And you almost need a magnifying glass to see this. But I've taken the original photo, which is here with me, by the way. This is a blow-up. I've taken it to examiner Tom King, who was very active in the field.
Yeah.
And he has put it in a machine which could blow up the image and see what could be in it. There was no indication of any wings. And something, this is the inkjet of the tiny white spot. It is something acorn-shaped, something like this, something cylindrical, which also happens to match an object videotaped in Florida in 1993.
It's like the Kicksburg, similar to the Kicksburg, Pennsylvania.
Yes, and even without Tom King's work, if you take the photo and put it under a magnifying glass or a computer, you will see this acorn there.
Mm-hmm. So it's a different shape that we're not used to seeing.
I think it's, they call them probes, cylindrical probes that hover over the ocean or over a given area for a number of days sometimes. They study a certain area.
You had some breakthroughs, right? Some deeper understandings of this more recently?
Yes, absolutely.
Could you want to go into that?
This is beyond anything I ever suspected, I ever expected at all. It is very difficult to comprehend or accept, and it is simply mind-blowing. It happened again on February 26th this year, after I was invited to speak at the college. And for 4 years I was just more or less studying the book, materials about UFOs, reading about pilot sighting, about what they do, where they might be from. But what came about was completely unexpected, like I said. And it had to do with his dream. This design that he drew of this sphere and the little dots, I didn't give it much importance. I thought they were just lights on the object. As he said, they were in a dream. However, while I was on the reservation, I spent a lot of time at the college, Navajo Community College, which has a beautiful library of Native American books and other materials. And almost being led through certain books, I find this, a very little tiny in the script book called Pueblo Shields.
Very similar.
And this happens to be one of the oldest Native American shields, one of the 3 oldest American shields ever found, buffalo hide shields ever found on the Native American continent, North American continent. So instead of disregarding it, when it was such a surprise to see something like that, I didn't know what to do. I started suspecting that these dots and lines might mean something, rather than just a design that you could ward off the opponent or a blow by an axe or an arrow. So I started counting lines and found out that he had 142 dots in there and 5 lines. And Donald's design has 5 lines across and 8 below. When I put number 142 in the computer, just trying to see what I could get out of it, I find a biblical psalm about a soul that's trying to get out of a cave and he wants to be released, and he says that he's being surrounded, that one day he'll be surrounded by the righteous, that his enemies are stronger than him, and so I know I'm not a particularly religious man. And then I find that this shield, this particular shield, was fought over by all the Native American tribes and has been returned to the Navajo tribe in 2002 after being buried for, since early 1800s in a cave in Utah.
Interesting.
Very special
and
symbol.
the number of dots, I've later found out that this represents a solar eclipse cycle known as Saros, ancient Babylonian cycle of Saros. And also, later on, I don't want to get into much detail right now, the number of dots altogether on Don's drawing was 145, and there's a rendition of Saros cycle 145 discovered as a crop circle in England.
There's some kind of a code or a key there.
This is a code.
So he was tuning into something really powerful when he had that dream, it seems like.
I believe that he was an antenna, because I recently have done some study with a man named Bill McConnell, who is working with SETI, and actually they do not yet have this program. They're trying to come up with this new program, how to project interstellar information, what would the recipient think of it, and it would be through mathematics. You would have to cram so much data into one little area and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, and you would have to have certain symbols that would be recognizable to the recipient, and then he could piece by piece discover the meaning of it. And I believe that I'm the recipient and Donald's brain was antenna instead of a huge array of satellites, of satellite dish antennas in New Mexico. This is a little more sophisticated. Somebody that can fly to the moon and be back over a boat in 4 seconds can also come up with something more sophisticated than radio signal.
Teamwork.
Now, have you kept up with Donald? Do you know how he's doing and what's going on in his life?
He's doing quite fine. He's educating himself about this, and he's also going to school. And I believe that all this, I don't want to get too many details, but I believe that all this is leading towards something very, very important. I think we're on the verge of some kind of a catastrophe, and we better pay attention.
You know,
catastrophe.
how has it affected Donald's life? I mean, this whole episode so far.
Native Americans, including Hopis and Navajos more or less borrowed a lot of Hopi mythology and beliefs. They feel like this is already known to them. That we are the ones who are discovering the meaning.
You know, the star people,
We are the
star beings are widely
We are the kids that are really learning what happened.
To the white people, it's they don't exist. Science, because science says they don't.
Right.
But to the Native Americans, the star people, the star beings are widely accepted.
Yes, and also circle and dash symbolism was developed by the Olmecs. And July 26th, when he had this dream, was also a Maya New Year.
That's interesting.
So I think the beings are using this ancient symbolism to convey this story to us, the message through the symbolism.
You know, this reminds me of a very similar case. Victoria Lillenquist, she lives up in Phoenix. She interacts all the time with this stuff. And she videotaped a UFO. It's on Christmas Eve, the night before Christmas. And it was flashing all these characters. And when you slowed it down, if you're familiar at all with the ancient Sumerian cuneiform writing, they look like nails, like spikes. and that sometimes it was 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1, 3. It means something. I mean, it looks like a message in the ancient Sumerian language. Somebody has to decode it. You know, no, I don't know anybody around here that knows how to read it, but it's very clear. It looks just exactly like ancient Sumerian characters that were flashed.
It's talking through numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers. Mm-hmm. And you know, gematria itself is letters are derived from the numbers. Yeah. And you will find complete similarity between ancient Hebrew, ancient Hindu, Hopi cultures. That is basically the same thing, and they actually talk about flying shields, traveling through air, and even attacking cities in the book of the Hopi. Same as Vimana in India.
Yep. Yeah.
Or Shekinah, or Shinta over the Inu in Japan. Sure is a very important letter here.
Oh yeah. In fact, what's her name? Shirley Andrews wrote a book about lost worlds, past worlds, prehistorical civilizations, and they all point to a time when people did have air travel. They traveled in balloon-like devices that floated through the air. The ancient Indians.
One thing that's intriguing,
also,
the oldest wheel, cart wheel, wooden wheel, was found in Slovenia and is about 37,000 years old. At the same time that Neanderthals still existed and supposedly didn't know about wheels.
Yeah.
I was curious, have you had any more UFO experiences since this one?
This has activated something completely new within me.
How so?
I believe that through the studies of these numbers, this will open some kind of a wormhole or a gateway to a world that I certainly believe coexists along with us, and that these beings are activating to traverse these huge interstellar spaces to come here and be with us. I mean, it has a lot to do with near-death experiences. It's about the same thing.
Are you familiar with Kenneth Ring? He wrote a book called The Omega Project.
I've heard about the book.
And he did research, and he related experiences that UFO experiencers had compared to near-death experiencers. And that UFO experiencers, they all come up with basically the same type of outlook. They have a new outlook on life. A lot of times they feel like more spiritually connected to things, not necessarily in a religious way, but just feeling like connected to the whole universe. They end up being more psychic. They have all kinds of interesting experiences. Their energy changes. They affect electrical things around them.
Absolutely.
All kinds of things. So.
Yeah, this is a life-transforming experience, and I think we certainly do need a transformation.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything but what we have now.
If somebody said, Ned, let's sail to Hawaii tomorrow, would you do it?
Absolutely.
I don't believe I would do it.
I bet you'd have some takers to go with you on your next trip, too.
Yeah, well, a lot of them like a little bigger boat.
Yeah. I love being out on the ocean, especially at night. It's just magnificent out, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But the only thing that scares me about the oceans is the storms out there, and I'm checking.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I went through 2 hurricanes last year in 2003.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Ignacio and Marty. That was an experience not to forget.
Wow.
Do you go regularly?
As much as I can.
Yeah.
Now your book, Follow, the title of the book. It's a great title. It's available. Where would somebody get a hold of that, Nip?
This can be gotten through Ex Libris publishers. There's a toll-free number. I don't know if you have it on the screen.
Yeah, I see it. It's 1-888-795-4274. I'll repeat it. 1-888-795-4274. Ex Libris Publishing.
Yes, or you can go to www.exlibris.com. exlibris.com and go to the bookstore.
Okay.
Follow it, so you can order it. It takes about 2 weeks.
And if somebody wanted to contact you, how would somebody get in touch with you, Neb?
You can either contact me through the Ex Libris outer page, or you can go to my email, which is www.ufoboater@hotmail.com. ufoboater@hotmail.com.
Okay, ufoboater@hotmail.com. Excellent, very good. I think that was a real lame-brained excuse about Venus.
Well, they always have to come up with something.
It is possible, but even without that clip, I think I have enough evidence to point what I saw.
Well, you could see that that object was moving almost horizontally in the planetary, the ecliptic plane that all the planets travel on. That same plane is, it's not exactly vertical, but it's not too far off from vertical, and this thing was traveling this way.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and besides that, Venus was on the other side of the sun. So.
Yeah, and doesn't cut clouds exactly something like a repulsive field could do.
Right.
If you have saucer nests, if you have singed grass, why couldn't it singe a cloud or evaporate it?
Yeah. Here, Donald is, what's he, furthering his education or something right now? Or
Yeah, he's going to school.
going to school. Okay. Do you have much contact with him?
Yes, we keep in touch quite often.
Oh, good, good. Okay, well, it's quite an experience, and that's what this show is all about, getting people to hear about these things, and UFOs, paranormal, frontier science, ancient mysteries. Somehow, believe it or not, they all do tie in together, because I'll give you an example. I got a couple of minutes left. I was talking with Valery Uberov from Russia. He does this very same research for the Russian government. And I asked him the question about Chernobyl, when the reactor went critical. And I said, the question was, is it true that a UFO came over the reactor and the reactor cooled down and settled down, you know? And he said, yeah, that's true, but that's not the most interesting part. And he smiled at me. And then he went on to say, he named about 5 other events, and I can remember Chernobyl was one of them, Tunguska, 2 or 3 or 4 other events. He said, what's really interesting is every time a UFO has appeared there over a significant event in Russia, if you go back in the archives, almost 50 years to the date, you'll find major UFO activity there. It's like they travel in time, they see something going on here, and then they travel back in time to get the baseline data before the event happened. You know, this is some far out stuff.
Actually, one of the theories, very interesting theory that I received from somebody, is that we could have been a sight line in time for the UFO to come back and check on this boat.
Right.
Where it's going on that particular date.
Right.
And just, you know, in some kind of a process, to us, an anomalous process, has gotten this contact information as a kind of a side gift. Here's the postcard.
Yeah.
Maybe the UFO wanted to see who those 2 brave souls were out in the middle of the ocean all alone.
Or a foolhardy soul.
Or maybe that was your future self coming back to say hi.
Well, you're obviously a skilled sailor.
Well, you have to become, otherwise there's no return.
Yeah. Well, very good.
It's very exciting what you've experienced.
It is.
I think they've just begun for you.
Yeah. Do you have any other events scheduled? Or are you going to be speaking anywhere? Or?
Right now I'm just engaging it to try to piece all this data, all this information together intellectually and take it from there, because I think the original story is already behind us, already old stuff.
Those connections right now.
Yes, and there's so many of them.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is fascinating. I want to thank you for coming. It's a very interesting story, and anybody that has a love for the ocean or an appreciation for it would really, I think, appreciate this story even more so. And I do. I love being out there. It's like medicine. It's beautiful. Got an announcement here before we wrap it. Maybe we could just put that up on camera quickly, Judge. If you could zoom in on that. There's another UFO event. It's the 8th annual Aztec UFO Symposium, April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in Aztec, New Mexico is the dates it will be held upon. Speakers there will be Linda Moulton Howe, Dr. David Rudiak, Rob Switek, John Greenwald Jr. of the Black Vault on the internet there, Susan Switek, Jim Hickman, Maureen Scully. She's one of the nieces of the was it the sheriff there over at Roswell during the big Roswell event. And if you're interested in attending this 2.5-day event, call 1-877-823-5810. That's 1-877-823-5810. And that's the 8th annual Aztec UFO Symposium. Remember, this is the area where a UFO went down back a number of years ago there. So we're just about ready to wrap it. I want to thank you especially for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And good luck with your book. I hope you sell 1 million copies. And thank the audience for coming. And thank you at home for tuning in. Until next time, so long for now. Thank you very much.